We're back, CSC 112 class, Professor Homa. Last thing I did was alternate the grays on this row, on these rows, and if you're thinking, well, I thought we did that already, I'm going to do it again just to show you that you don't have to, if you did the rows it goes all the way across, but if you only wanted the cells done, you could highlight all these cells and hold control and do the same thing. This just doesn't make the rows go all the way across with that color, so I'm just alternating doing the even cells here with my control key held down. And it looks light blue right now, but that's just the highlight color. That's not the actual color we're going to use. And then the bottom one, and I didn't even check on the sheet if we're supposed to start with 4 or 3, but this is the way I did it. And again, just use your paint bucket, make it gray, and there it alternates. It makes it a little easier for your eye to follow across. That's why they do that with working with tables and cells. So continuing on our sheet, we'd be up to number 11 of applying a bottom border, and I could go to the row 16. It would do the whole row, or like I said, you can also click on these cells and do a bottom border. Where you do borders is over here in your home tab, and if you click on the little arrow next to it, you'll have all these options of a top border, bottom border. You could have all borders. I'm just going to choose bottom border, and you can see, and you could choose different thicknesses too, but that just puts a thin bottom border. If I wanted a thicker bottom border on here, I could just go to more borders, and it'll give me more options in terms of how thick it is, but I'll just leave it right now with just the default thickness on the bottom, which is I'm not sure how thick it is, but it's almost like a half a point. So there's my border on the bottom. That's number 11, and we're almost done here. So moving on to number 12, it said row 17, change the row height to 20. So we didn't do this yet, so I just want to change the row height. You know, I'm just going to stretch it a little. And you can actually look, if I stretch it, I can see the number there, and I can do it without having to go to format cells. It's at like 20 point something. That's good enough for me. So you can do that manually. And then it says merge cells A17 and B17, and then we're going to put a team heading in here. So these two cells here, these top two, we're going to merge them. Now we have merge and center up here. If you can just merge cells, you don't have to merge and center. Most of the time we hit the merge and center button, but you could just merge those two cells. And then if you type in here, I'm just going to type team, because these are going to be our team totals in this category. And to align it, you could align it right up here using our alignment. Highlight that again. For some reason it's not aligning. Let me do that one more time. There we go. And you could even like center it up and down in that cell, and I'll make it bold as long as I'm there. So this is where we're gonna put our team totals down at the bottom here. Now that was number 12. Now we're moving on to 13, and here we're going to do some calculations. And this will be real easy, because this one here, we're just going to tally up the at-bats of all the players and have a team at-bat, and we just use the auto sum for that. So I'm going to use the auto sum button, which is the one that looks like a sigma Greek symbol. I'll just click that, and it adds up all the ones. Just make sure that it's selecting all the numbers, and then just hit return when you're done. And we'll have to adjust the alignment on this. Maybe we'll make this one bottom aligned so it stays at the bottom like the others. And then what I'm going to do, here's an easy thing. Instead of copying and pasting or doing these auto sums again, if you select this cell and you just drag the bottom, the fill handle on the bottom, drag it all the way over, all the way to caught stealing, the CS column, not the slugging. Do everyone except the last two, because we're going to do those differently. And it'll actually, if you look, it'll actually copy those cells over and add things up. And if you're not sure, you know, just look at a couple where there's lower numbers and add them up and see if they're adding them up. Or you can look at the formula and look at the range. It's doing L3 through L16. So that's a real quick way to do multiple auto sums. So that was pretty easy. Also, some things we're going to do on here is we're going to figure out the average of the slugging. We're going to kind of just cheat and just give a basic average just to show you a different way to do things. But then for our team batting average, we are going to have to put a formula in here to get a team batting average, because we're going to have to use our hits divided by at-bats to get a batting average for the team. We don't want to just average up these values because people who have 0 only have 1 or 2 at-bats, and that wouldn't truly be a team batting average. It would be kind of skewed based on the averages. So we're going to do that next.